Hey guys, it's LaShanda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. Hello, hello, hello. I am jumping on here so that I can talk to you about getting what you want. This is a fellow girl boss guide from my fellow girl bosses and guys out there looking to get clear about living the life you want, reaching your goals, being accomplished. Those are some of the big topics that I'm going to break all the way down in this Get What You Want series. Yes, mama. Yes, messy face. She's so loud today. Okay, so let me see if I could jump on the gram, jump on Instagram as well. And of course, number one, welcome. I'm super excited because I am one day away from my birthday. I'm going to be 39 this year. Yes. And I'm always every single year trying to really get clear about what exactly it is that I want that year, what I want to accomplish as an entrepreneur, what I want as a woman, as a human being to happen in my life, just as a person, what I want on so many levels. So happy early birthday to me. Hey, Don. Hey, Michelle. Good morning. Yes. My birthday is tomorrow. Super excited about that. Hey, Regina. Welcome. And in an inspiration celebration of my birthday, I figured one of the good things that I could do is to jump on here and share with you some things that you need to think about when it comes to getting what you want every single year. So I've got a 5-step, 5-point plan to share. And I'm actually going to do this over the course of 5 live stream videos, but I'm going to start with the first one today, where I break down the 5 steps and give you an opportunity to think about some of these things for yourself. If you feel like this conversation on getting what you want every year, 5 points for my fellow girl bosses and guys out there is something that somebody in your circle needs to hear, you can share this out because, of course, sharing is caring, or tag somebody who needs to watch this session. All right. So let's do it. Let's jump into the session for today. First thing I want to say is that the best is my birthright. It took me a while to understand and really appreciate that statement. Write it down. The best is my birthright. Good enough is not good enough. Settling is not okay. You want to be able to say when you are at the end of your days, ready to take that trip to the Lord, that you've done the things that you wanted to do in your life, right? You want to be able to feel accomplished. You want to be able to say that you knocked out your bucket list. And in order for you to do that, you've got to understand and really take to heart the statement, the best is my birthright. There's a powerful message that I've been kind of thinking about, and it's come to me at different times in my life. The older I get, the more it comes in, and I'm going to be 39 tomorrow. So it's definitely something that's coming in. I got like 5 new gray hairs at the front of my hair. The best is my birthright. And it's so important for us to be in strategic and intentional mode when it comes to accomplishing our goals and getting what we want, because here's something powerful to keep in mind. A lot of, and this is an interesting point, just a little anecdote. When you think about youth, right? A lot of young people, when they think about things that they are doing in their teens and their 20s, they regret the things that they have done. Like, oh my God, I wish I didn't do this, or I wish I wouldn't do that. And there are a couple of things I wish I didn't do in my 20s, right? That's what we do when we're young. We do rash things. We do like, oh my God, I feel like I need to do this random thing. And then we might regret the things that we have done. What you realize when you get to an older age, the older you get, and again, when you're on that last leg and you on your way to Jesus, a lot of times we regret the things that we did not do. And that's a powerful thing to keep in mind, because when you are in a space where you're like, man, I'm 39, I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm 60, I'm 70. You're like, man, look at all of these years that I have lived, all of these things that I should have done that I didn't do, right? So we don't want to be in that space. We want to make sure that you're strategic and you're intentional and you're accomplishing your goals. So I want you to think about that really and truly. All the things that you said when you were younger, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. You want to make sure that you're not living a life of regret and being older thinking, oh my gosh, all the things that I did not do. So let's make sure that we can change that conversation for you. Today, what I want to do is walk you through 5 steps to getting what you want every year, okay? Because the best is my birthright. And for you, boo, I believe the same thing too. The best is your birthright. Now, for those of you, because I got a lot of entrepreneurial ladies in my circle, for those of you who are looking to build your best and work towards your best online business as part of my big birthday celebration over at sistersense.com/B39, because I'm turning 39, I have some big, beautiful online bundles for you that are literally 39. So you can take a look at those later, because we're going to talk about some of the smart things you can do to get what you want. But I definitely wanted to share that with you. sistersense.com/B39 for those of you who are looking to build your best online businesses. Hey, hello, right back to you, my dear. So let's break this down. Number 1, you got to make a living list of the things that you really want now. And I'm going to break these things down into different web classes, but this is the first one, so I can give you guys an overview, okay? First thing I want you to do, what do you really want now? And I call this a living list because it's going to grow. It's going to evolve. It's going to change, right? Start with a living list of things that you really want now. Those 3 words are very important to me because number 1, sometimes we think about things that we want, but we think about these things in relation to either what we see other people have or in relation to the people that are around us, right? I have to think about things that I want for my kids. I got to think about things that I want for my spouse, for my parents, for my mom, for my, we think about things that we want in relation to others. And sometimes those aren't really things that we really want, right? Either we are putting those ideas on ourselves because we're looking externally, or other people have told us what we want, and we're trying to, do those things out of approval for other people or obligation as an adult. You got to identify the things that you personally really, really want and the things that you want right now. One of the things that I want to talk to you guys about is this really interesting concept. It's called destination addiction. And a lot of us suffer from that. Destination addiction is when you ultimately believe that the things that you want, as far as success, those things are in the future. They're going to happen in the future. Eventually, you're going to have the life you want. You're going to be able to retire, start the business you want. Eventually, you're going to have, the kids out the house so you can have more time to yourself. Eventually, destination addiction is when you're set in this belief that everything that's going to be right for you, that's going to make you happy, that's going to make you feel accomplished and fulfilled is in the future, nothing in the now. And in order for you to get what you want right now, we got to switch the destination addiction. And we've got to go from those bigger things that you want in the future to identifying the things that you really, really want right now. So the first step is to make a living list. I say it's living because it's going to grow, it's going to evolve, of the things that you really, really want right now, right? Motivate her. Regina says, right. Who promised you tomorrow? Do it now. Absolutely. Nobody wants to live a life full of regret, even though most people do. The secret to the sauce here is that you figure out what you really want now. Okay, that's important. Now, number 2, and again, I'm going to go through all of these in individual web classes as a part of this series, but I kind of want to kick things off with an overview for you guys for today, for now, if that's okay. Okay, so number 2 is what you got to do is you've got to make room. You got to make room for it. When it comes to manifesting what you want in your life, one of the first things that you got to do is you got to clear out the clutter of all the crap that you don't want anymore, right? It's funny because one of the things that I'm going to do this birthday weekend is I'm going to take some time to love on my office space here because there's a lot of clutter, a lot of things I need to get clear so I can feel light. You ever feel heavy in your heart and in your spirit because you need to do some spring cleaning? You need to empty out either some spaces or some people that you don't need in your life. One of my favorite quotes is you need to change the people around you or change the people around you, for real. Sometimes what you got to do when you want to get what you want is to make room for it, right? You got to make room for it. And like I said, today I'm super excited because my birthday is tomorrow. The best is my birthright, as is yours. So I want to talk to you about things that you can do to get what you want, get your best every single year. And of course, for those of you who are here who are looking to work on building your best business, you can also take a look at some of my big, beautiful birthday bundles over at sizzlesense.com/B39, because I'm turning 39. So I've got some big, beautiful $39 bundles over there for you. Okay. So let's see. Marcia says, yes, I need to clear off my dresser now. I can't find anything. Trust me, my computer desk is an absolute mess. You don't want to see the other side of this power purple couch. It's not pretty. Right? Sometimes we got to clean up and clear out people's spaces, mindsets, a lot of different things that are holding us back and preventing us from getting the things that we want. So making room is number 2. Number 3 for me is to make time for it. You got to make time for it. One of my favorite quotes is, Oprah was not built in a day. Okay, so in order for you to get to your Oprah status as a business owner and mogul, or in order for you to get to a space where you are accomplished, you got to actually make time to get things done. One thing that a lot of people are missing when it comes to accomplishing the things that they want is actually putting a schedule in place. Just like you got time that every single morning you cook your meals, every single morning you go to work, every single morning you take care of your kids, you brush your teeth, you take a bath, hopefully every single day. If you make time for that stuff, the things that you want to get in your life, you got to make time for those things too. The time that you need is not just going to magically fall into your lap. That's what I'm here to tell you. You got to be strategic. You got to be intentional. And I'm going to talk to you about specific things that you can do for each of the items on this list. Okay, we're going to do each of these items as individual web classes, but this is the first one, right? Regina says, honoring it once it's made. Yes. Yes, definitely. You do have to honor those things. So making the time for it, we're going to talk about that. But of course, I want you to just kind of reflect on some of these concepts to get you started, right? And thank you guys for dropping into the comment box what I'm talking about thus far. Number 1, you got to make a living list of the things that you want, not off into the future, not the destination addiction of I'll wait till I get to X of age to get there. Because what if you don't get to that age? What if you don't get to that time frame? Make a living list of the things that you really want right now. Number 1. Number 2, make room for the things that you want right now. Number 3, make time for it. Make time for it, to work on it, to get it, to grab it, to do what you need to do, right? To achieve what you want. I actually had a call with one of my clients this past week, and we talked about creating organized schedules, because she was like, but I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do this. You can overthink and underperform when you don't have a schedule. And she was missing a schedule. So that was something that we definitely worked on, carving out time every single week to get the things that you want, right? Here's one that I love. Make married movements towards it. Make married movements towards it. You have to be committed. You have to be married to the things that you want to accomplish in your life. A lot of people get hot and heavy when it comes to what they want. They're excited about it. They ooh, I want this, kind of when you get that first, sweet spot in a relationship, you on the phone all the time, you excited all the time. And then you hit I'm tired. I don't want to do this today. I didn't make any money today. Folks didn't buy today. Folks ain't saying that I'm awesome today. And for whatever reason, you're no longer motivated to move, right? Think about that. How many times you stopped because you didn't make money? How many times you stopped because somebody told you something and put you in a bad mood or gave you the funky face? How many times you stopped because you failed and it didn't quite work out the way you wanted to, so you said forget about it? You have to be married to your vision if you want to get what you want. Married movements. And I'm going to talk to you about how you can do that very, very soon when we do these individual steps. But first, let's go through all 5. Last one. You have to be in a place where you make a picture of it. You got to make a picture of it. What exactly do you want? I need you to visualize it. I want you to visualize yourself having it. I want you to visualize yourself living it, because one of the things that we know when it comes to manifestation is that visualization works. Before I was living in this house, I remember visualizing my porch. That was the only thing that I could visualize. Being on my porch, sipping my sweet tea, swinging on my little swing. I said, I'm going to have a porch with a swing on it. I'm going to be on my swing, barefoot, sipping sweet tea. And I'm able to do that now. It's funny because a few weeks ago we had family come for a graduation, and one of my family members said to me, LaShanda, I just was on that porch. I was swinging. I just, I had that sweet tea Southern vibe. And I said, exactly. Exactly. Because I know that feeling. He was like, man, just being on the swing at night, and because we live in a cul-de-sac, listening to the chirping sounds, and it's just so quiet and calming. That's exactly what I want. And it's exactly what I have, because I made a picture of it. And I believed in that picture, even when everything around me told me otherwise. Because your reality is going to screw with your thoughts about your future. It's going to tell you that everything that you see right now is all that there ever is and all that there ever will be. And I am here to tell you that that is not the case. This too shall pass. Whatever that is to you, whoever who needs to hear that right now, whatever you're going through right now, this too shall pass. What you want to achieve is closer than you think if you make a picture in your pocket, your mental pocket, whenever you need to bring it out and make. Listen, for those of you who are following me on Instagram, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit later, but I wanted to make sure I gave you the 5. And also make sure that if you are interested in working on your business, getting what you want in your online business, you go to sistersense.com/B39 so that I can tell you all about the big, beautiful $39 online business building bundles I got for you over there. Okay, if you want to learn more and hear more, make sure that you jump over to facebook.com/sistersense. I'll also post the replays on YouTube at sistersense too. So to my Instagrammers on that side, on the flip side, I'm going to continue this conversation with those of you who are rocking and rolling with me on the YouTube, Facebook Live side. And first and foremost, I'm going to dig into the first topic a little bit more, right? And then I'm going to break these sessions up so that each of these topics I can dig into in more detail. Okay, so first thing I said to you is I wanted to give you an overview of the 5 points, the 5 steps to getting what you want every year. Okay, it starts with making a living list of the things that you really want now versus later, the things that you really want now, number 1. Number 2, making room for the things that you want, cleaning out the clutter so there's a space for you to actually get these things that you want. Number 2, making that list. Number 3, making time for it. You're just not going to magically have the time. You got to make the time to get things happen and acquire the things that you want. Number 4, make movements, married movements to what you want. You got to be committed to it. And number 5, you have to make a mental picture of it. Visualize the things that you want and work towards those visuals. So those are the 5 points, the 5 steps that I want to share with you. First thing we're going to do, that was number 1. And then of course, number 2, let's dig into the living list conversation. That's going to be the first part of this. And that's where we wrap up for today. And then I'll do another web class on point number 2. Okay. So first and foremost, friendly reminder, my birthday is tomorrow. My birthday is tomorrow. I'm going to be 39 and looking fine, 39 years young. So feel free to join me in the celebration over at sistersense.com/B39, where you can find some of my big, beautiful online business building bundles made from me to you over at sistersense.com/B39. So feel free to drop that link into the comment box for me. Those of you who are here, and of course, share this particular conversation out for those of you who feel like there's somebody in your circle who needs to hear this too. And if you're watching me on the replay side, never forget to drop into the comment box, #replaysrock. All right. So with that being said, let's talk about number one in a little bit more detail. And for me, number one is working on making a living list of the things that you really want right now. Okay. And I want you to think about that. Feel free, for those of you who are watching me live or watching the replay, feel free to post a comment, drop a comment. What are some things that you really want right now? Okay. In your life, in your business, as a woman, as a man, as a parent, as an entrepreneur, what is it that you really want in your life right now? Now, what I'm going to do is actually jump on to my Facebook to see if I can see some of your comments over there as well, now that I've jumped off of Instagram. So give me a second. But while I'm doing this, I want you to think about some things that you really want right now in your life and in your business, and feel free to drop those things into the comment box so I can break this strategy down in a little bit more detail for you. Awesome. Hey, Regina. Hey, my dear. To own my own home, it's my largest goal. I love that goal. Trust and believe. I love that goal. It's nothing like having your own home. Feel free to drop your comments, guys, into the comment box. Owning your own home, that's a big goal. That's a big, beautiful goal, right? You know, I said to you guys, I got my big old beautiful bundles for you guys for my 39th birthday. Owning your own home is a big, beautiful goal. Now, side note, when you write your list, right? I'm a notebooker kind of a girl, so I got notebooks that I write in, but I also love to have lists that I create and I post in my Google Drive. So I love to do Google Drive because it's kind of like my on-the-go organizational tool, so that, you know, I've got the Google Drive app on my phone. If I'm driving, or, you know, if I'm out of the house and something comes up, I can go into Google Drive and go, boop, plop it right in there, right? So consider in your Google Drive, or some people use Evernote, whatever particular organizational to-do list platform that you love, consider putting in there a living list file, okay? So this is going to be your living list of things that you say, these are things that I really want right now. It's going to be important for you to be able to go back to this list on a consistent basis, to update it, because again, it's living, it's going to grow, it's going to change, it's going to evolve as you do too. Okay. Mentor Shelly says, one of my goals is to finish my first book, ebook, and audiobook. I love it. I love it. You got to have big goals. You have to have goals of things that you want. Now, of creating these goals for yourself. Some are big, some are small, some will take longer time than others. I want you to think about how you are going to get there and create short-term goals for yourself. So what does that mean? So you know that you want to have a house, right? And you know that's your big goal. But do you have a real right now short-term goal of maybe you want to see realistically how much houses are in the area that you are trying to get a house in? Or maybe you want to make sure that you set aside financially a certain amount for your down payment. You've got to have these big goals, right? But you also have to have now goals, so that you're not just kind of sitting in the destination addiction space where you're like, okay, when I get my house, you know, in, 15 years or 10 years or what have you, because some of these are long-term goals. Some of these are going to take time to get there. When I get enough money, and maybe 5 years from now or 10 years from now, when we moved to North Carolina, I think it took us about 5 or 6 years to go from the little apartment to actually having a house. So it's going to take a little bit of time. But what are these real want now goals that you can add on to this list to make it real and to work towards the bigger things that you want, right? That's one thing that I want you to keep in mind. Number one. Number two, as you're working on this list, I want you to, as much as possible, I want you to be specific. about the things that you really, really want. Some of us really want to be healthy. We want to be wealthy. We want to be debt free, free to be whoever you want to be and walk around in your house, naked. Like eventually all the kids go off to college so you could just, let the girls hang. Right? What do you want in your life? But think about those things that you want and be not just in a space where you create big goals or general goals, but be as specific as possible. Be as specific as possible. So let's talk about that. As an entrepreneur, I'm going to give you kind of like a tunnel vision move down or how do I, upside down triangle, I guess, of going from the big vision to kind of being a little bit more specific, right? So as an entrepreneur, we want to have an online business and we want it to be successful, right? By the way, I said to you guys who are looking to work on building your best online successful business and get better at your money marketing and sales goals, make sure you take a look at some of the big, beautiful online business building bundles I have for you over at sistasense.com/B39, the number B, because it's about big, beautiful bundles, and also because I'm celebrating my 39th birthday. So sistasense.com/B39. Now, that is a general goal, successful online business, right? Then you got to start to work on specific goals. What does success mean to you? What does success mean to you? Not based on what you see other people are doing, but what you can do, right? So one of the things that I identify as being successful around is being able to work with individual women. Specifically, I do work with men as well. I love my guy bosses out there, but I got a special place in my heart for my girl bosses. Working with women individually to help them with their money marketing and sales goals, right? That's a thing. That's a thing that I want, that I've always wanted, that I consistently work towards. I get it now by finding ways for me to do that now. I remember there was a time that I sat down in my little apartment before we had the house and I said, man, I want to work with women entrepreneurs and I want to have a big event and I want to sell out and I want there to be thousands of people there. And I was like, great, I get that, but do you have big event money? No. Okay. So start where you are, work with what you got. What can you do to really get what you want right now? Okay, well, I can really work with some ladies locally. I can really work with ladies virtually. I can really start creating little workshops with 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 ladies. Doing that allowed me to create things that I really wanted now without having what we call the destination addiction of, okay, I'm just wishing and waiting for the day that I can have my own TD Jakes style huge event, right? Don't just sit and wait for those bigger dreams. Work on those smaller goals of things that you want right now. Make that list so that it's things that you can accomplish, achievable things that you can accomplish based on where you are right now. Mentor Shelley said, I started already. I wrote the outline and the first chapter. Good. Working on the first chapter, scheduling 30 to 45 minutes every 4 days. That's specific. I want you to make sure that you're, and that's a different type of goal. There are 2 types of goals that I talk about. I have something called the Focus Forward 5-Day Challenge. I don't know if you've seen that program, but when you go to sistasense.com/B39 and take a look at those big, beautiful online bundles, take a look at the link that says the Focus Forward 5-Day Challenge. I talk about 2 types of goals that you guys should have, and those are A and A. Things that you want to accomplish and the action steps that you're going to take to get there. So your accomplishments and your action steps. 2 types of goals. So when you say, I want to get that house or I want to finish that book, these are things that you want to accomplish, right? And then when you think about your action step goals, you said, okay, my first chapter, you said, okay, 30 minutes. I'm going to work on this on a weekly basis. The action steps that you're going to get there, very specific. Very important. I talk about A&A accomplishments and action steps as part of the Focus Forward Challenge. And that's actually something that a lot of my ladies are working on inside of my bestseller bootcamp. Working on books and putting together your own profit projects is something that we're doing right now inside of the 90-day bootcamp. So I love what you're doing, Shelley. You're in the right direction. You've got to get specific and you've got to work on both your accomplishment goals and your action step goals as part of the living list of things that you really want right now. Good, 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 good. So thank you, Regina. She's dropping down those bombs of wisdom, those knowledge bombs. What are the small terms, things that you can work on now and be as specific as possible? Yes, A&A, accomplishments and action steps. Thank you, Regina. I appreciate you for dropping those into the comment. So here's the deal. I want you to be in a space where, as you're going through this process, right, you remember that your goals are going to be achieved when you get laser focused on what it is that you want to accomplish. Laser focused, right? Which is when that specific really comes into play. So yesterday I was sitting there and I said, you know what? Okay, so my birthday's coming up tomorrow. My birthday's coming up in a few days. That was yesterday because my birthday is tomorrow. I am going to be 39 on the 26th. Yay! And so I've got, the big, beautiful bundles. And I said, okay, well, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll share the bundles tomorrow, right? And I said, well, you know what, LaShanda? You know you like waking up to that morning money. And I do. As an entrepreneur, I really like waking up to morning money. So it was kind of late last night. And I was like, well, it's kind of late. I'll just share the bundles tomorrow. I was like, yeah, I like that morning money. So go and share it today, right? So really wanting that morning money, I decided to go and share with a few of the ladies on my email list. Hey, I've got the $39 online big, beautiful birthday bundles over at sistasense.com/B39. I let that go, and then I went to bed, right? So sure enough, I woke up in the morning, this morning, to my morning money. Because that's what I wanted, right? Check the inbox. Any sales come through? Yes, that morning money is there, right? So ladies said, man, I like this in the bundle. I like that. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to grab that. I have one of my clients I have to reach out to. She's looking at the book bundle and she had a few questions for me. So I'm going to, as a priority, make sure that I can answer some of her questions about the Boss Up book template. It's one of the bundles that are there. But when I think about this list of things that you really want right now, right? And I think about, me saying, okay, look, I'm going to share these big, beautiful bundles. I want to wake up to that morning money. I looked at it and I was like, okay, I see some sales coming in. That's good. That's good. And I was like, okay, I think I need some more sales. Where are the other sales? I was like, okay, well, technically it's on at 6 o'clock in the morning. So, you'll get some more sales in. But there's a missing secret to more sales when it comes to manifestation that I didn't do yesterday. I was tired, so forgive me for not doing this yesterday. And that is in being very, very specific, right? Because sometimes you'll say stuff like, I want to bring in that morning money, or I want to make money, and you'll make money. But did you make the amount that you wanted to make? Maybe not, because you weren't as specific as you wanted to be. See, what I needed to do was, in addition to saying I want to bring in that morning money, was to be able to identify I need X amount of sales and I need X amount of revenue goal, which I do. But again, at 10 o'clock at night, I was a little tired. So I dropped the ball, but I got the numbers today. Okay, and I got the numbers moving forward. That's when it comes to thinking about the things that you really want. That's, it's a funny anecdote, but it's one of the things that for me are really key when it comes to manifestation, being in a space where you are as specific as possible, because believe it or not, you get what you want. And there's a phrase that you get, you get what you ask for. There are a lot of times that, believe it or not, we actually do get the things that we asked for. We just sometimes may not have gotten it in the way that we thought we wanted, because we were not as specific as we should have been when it came to those goals, right? Real talk. You got to get laser focused. You got to get specific and be in a space where you can be a little selfish. I'm going to be honest with you, be a little selfish, because sometimes we think about the things that we want in relation to other people based on other people's approval. Oh, I want to do this or do that to make them happy, or I want to do this or do that because that's what they say I should do, or that's what they think I should do. You got to be in a space where you focus on you, right? You focus on you. Now, There are a couple of things that I want this summer. I want to travel. I want to go back to New York because New York is where I was born and raised. I want to go to Florida because that's where a lot of my family is. I want to do at least 1 or 2 North Carolina staycations. A lot of vacations that I've got on the books of things that I really want right now. And as a matter of fact, I have some family coming down in a few weeks coming down to North Carolina. And I was like, okay, so you got to let me know when you guys are coming down because I'm planning my New York trip and I want to make sure things are coordinating. You need to be very specific about where you want to go and what you want to do so you can work on accomplishing those goals. And yes, you can have those, what do you want to do when you're, remember that old commercial? They would say, what do you want to do next? And it would be like a football player or some celebrity. And they're like, I want to go to Disney World, right? Some people, those Hawaii, Disney World, Caribbean island dreams are in the far off future, things that they hope to get to at some point, but they never get to because they're not creating lists of things that they really want to accomplish right now. I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be doing the things that I want right now. And a part of it is making room for it. And we're going to talk about that in another schedule, making room for it, making time for it. We're going to talk about those things in another schedule. But what really matters right now in this conversation is being in a space where you start off with the living list of the things that, not the things that you want later, but the things that you really, 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 really want now. Okay? So, be a little selfish. I wanted to say selfish, but an extra L keeps going in there. Be a little bit selfish. Think about things that you want independent of your family, your kids, your spouse, your parents, everybody else. What do you want? What do you really want? And make sure that you're taking those bigger goals that you have, you're breaking them down into smaller goals, things that you can get in the near future, short-term goals versus the long-term goals. And you're thinking about the accomplishments and the action steps, and you're being as specific as you can possibly be. Okay? So hopefully those are some spaces, or rather places, some topics, terms, things to think about for you to get started with this, things that you need to do to get what you want. 5-point plan. First part is to start with your living list. Like I said, notebooks are great, but I absolutely love being in a space where I can have a list that's a digital list that's like on hand to me. So going in Google Docs, going into my Google Drive, something that I definitely recommend, right? Now, before I wrap up, because I'm going to wrap up for today, we're just going to stop at living lists. What I want to do is to share with you something that came in the mail. This is one of my birthday gifts to me, okay? One of many. Listen, you can't wait for other people to buy you birthday gifts. You got to buy what you want. Sometimes people give you gifts and you like, really? That's what you got? That's what you think of me? Or you don't get gifts at all. Like, I don't get a lot of it. The older you get, the less gifts you get. Unless you're like one of those people who, like, you make your birthday like an event and you go all out. So here is, and I'm super excited to be unboxing this with you guys. This is from Dinah Smiles. Dinah Smiles. Love Dinah Smiles, created by Davia Adoy. The website is the Dinah, D-Y-N-A, Smiles, S-M-I-L-E-S.com. The DinahSmiles.com. I love getting notebooks from her, specifically her journals. And I've wanted to get this particular notebook for like a year now. I think it came out like a year ago. Isn't it pretty? This is the Forever First Lady notebook journal. I think it is absolutely beautiful, with my girl Michelle Obama on the cover. And I got this. It came actually really fast. I think I ordered it last week and it's here now. It's one of my first birthday gifts to me, right? And I'm going to be writing a lot of the things that I really want. A lot of my goals and my happy feeling things that I really want, I'm going to be writing in this, because this is my Forever First Lady journal notebook. I do have Who has the Becoming book? Who bought Becoming from Michelle Obama. I do have the Becoming book as well. One of the things that I really, really wanted was to see her live, and I haven't done that yet. But this is adding to my Michelle Obama collection. Now, I'm sharing with you a couple of things, because number one, I said to you, my birthday's tomorrow. I'm going to be turning 39, and I've got my big, beautiful birthday bundles to help you with your online business over at sistersense.com/B39. I'm sharing this one with you because this is a birthday gift to me, right? So number one, I said, it's good for you to have a living list of what you want and write it somewhere. If you've got a special notebook or journal that you want to write in, awesome. This is the one that I purchased. This is my Good Morning Girl Boss. This is the journal that I created. It's called Good Morning Girl Boss, with 30 days of motivational messages and spaces for you to write out the things that you want in your life and in your business. You can get the Good Morning Girl Boss journal over at sistersense.com/GM. Well, GMGB, which stands for Good Morning Girl Boss. So I have journals that I've created, and I have journals that I buy and invest in that I absolutely love. I'm a notebook kind of a girl, right? Some of these things that you want, you got to get them out of your head and you got to write them down, so you're working towards making them real, right? And I said, then I have my virtual journal, which is my Google Drive, Google Docs, right? That's number one. But I'm sharing this particular journal with you as I moved it over there, because this is something that I wanted well over a year ago. And I want you guys to think about some things that you want in your life that you have been waiting on. And this is a little thing, but guess what? That's how it happens. There are a lot of little things like this little notebook that we say we want and we put off. And we hold off. Well, I really want that, but the little, the $30 that I could put towards this notebook, I could go and buy dinner for the family. So really and truly, and I'm saying this because real talk, there are a lot of times that there are things that I want for myself, or even things that I want to eat. Sometimes it just, it's funny because I'm a mommypreneur, but real talk, sometimes it takes everything in me to take myself out to lunch. Because I'm like, I really should not be eating this by myself. I really should wait until the hubby gets off work or the kid gets off school so I can eat this with them. It's okay to be selfish sometimes, right? And I go to one of my favorite spots, which is Noodles and Company. I absolutely love Noodles and Company, right? My hubby is not too much of a fan because he's like, carbs. I don't want carbs. I love carbs. Yes. You ever see that meme? There's a meme graphic with Oprah and she's like, carbs, I love it. I love carbs, right? But I say that to say sometimes that there are little things that we want, whether they be journals or time to eat our favorite foods or vacations we want to take, and we don't do those things. And we think that we just put it off for a minute. I wanted this well over a year ago, and I'm just getting it for myself now. What are some things, big, but really specifically the small ones too, that you wanted a year ago, 2 years ago, a decade ago, what feels like a lifetime ago, and you still haven't gotten it yet? The key to getting what you want, what you really want right now, those big things and even the small things, is you got to start with your list. So the things stop being subconscious ideas that they float and they float away because you dismiss them and you overshadow them by putting other people and other things over them. When you have your list of what you want, your priority becomes your priority. You feel me? When you make a list of what you want, I said, you know what? I really want to go to New York for at least a week or two, because a lot of times when I think about the last few times I've gone to New York, I've gone for family emergencies. I've gone for speaking engagements. I've gone for major, huge, major life-changing events. But it's been a long time since I've gone to New York for vacation, like just a vacation, I'm just waking up to go to Coney Island, to go to 34th Street to just relax and have a vacation. And I've not done that for a lot of reasons. Some are family specific. Oh, when can I coordinate a time with the hubby and the kid, and I can't do this. And I'm going to New York this summer because it's something that I really, really want. It's a specific goal, right? One of several places I'm going, but it's a specific goal. So I'm going to wrap up, right? D says, I have the book too. Awesome. I love it. It's gorgeous. Yes. I'm going to wrap up because if I don't, I literally could be on here and share, but more so babble than anything. More so babble than anything else. But there is a ton of stuff that I want to do today so that I can work towards the things that I really want in life and in my business. And in order to do those things, I cannot be on this live any longer. So with that being said, get out of your head your living list of things that you want to do. Think about the 5 points that I've shared with you. And I will be right back here real soon to share the other steps in more details when it comes to 5 steps to getting what you want. Now, feel free again to drop in here for me, the things that you say. These are some things that I really want right now, some of my short-term goals. That's number 1. And number 2, make sure that you go over to sistersense.com/B39 so that before they go away, because opportunities do expire, you take a look at some of these big, beautiful online business birthday bundles that I have for you over again at sistersense.com/B39. And of course, for those of you who are looking to get focused and work on your focus, take a look at the Focus Forward 5-day program. It's one of my newest goods that ladies are absolutely loving the activities in there because getting focused on the things that you want and working on them consistently with intention is something that's really, really important. And I want to share some of my Focus Forward strategies with you. That program you'll find again on that page as well, sistersense.com/B39. So alrighty, my dears, talk to you again real soon. But until then, take care. Have an amazing holiday weekend. And I'm going to jump back on here real soon. Don't know when I am. Maybe 3 hours from now or 2 days from now. So make sure you turn on alerts so you can get a notification of when I do the next session of the Get What You Want Every Year conversation number 2.